Hello friends, my name is Masood. Today we shall discuss about topic the concept of aggregation. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in object-oriented programming or you want to learn about it. So let's start, friend. First of all, I will request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friend, aggregation is basically a very important concept in object-oriented programming. Like we have other concepts like polymorphism and inheritance. So aggregation is a very fundamental concept, you can say, in the object-oriented programming. Now aggregation concept is based on the concept of class association with another class. First of all, we have to understand that what is a class. Class is basically a prototype which has basically two things: properties, attributes, and the behaviors or methods. So these are the two things which must exist in the class, and the object of the class can be instantiated. Now if we talk about aggregation means basically it's basically a form of association where one class is composed of one or more instances of another class. That is called as a relationship or association of a association. But the relationship is not strictly exclusive, and the child objects can exist without the parent object. Okay, that means basically it is not a concept of aggregation. It is a loose tuple, you can say a loose association, in which one class has a list of another class objects, but they are not inherited, but you are still using it. So let's deep dive into the concept of aggregation. First one is the association. When aggregation represents a type of association, that means it has how classes are related to each other. In an aggregation relationship, one class, the aggregate, has a reference of another class of the component. So you can think of this as a one class containing the objects of another class. This reference implies a connection or a dependency between the two classes. Whole part relationship. Basically, aggregation models a relationship where one class is considered the whole and the another class is considered a part of a whole. For example, university, you can think of as a whole, okay, which has multiple department. So if there are two classes, university and the department, so university is a whole class and the department is basically a part of that class. So the whole class contains or is composed of instances of the part class. University is the whole class and the department is the subpart or the basically part of the class. Multiplicity. Aggregate involves specifying the multiplicity of the relationship, indicating how many instances of the part classes can be associated with one instance of the whole class. Multiplicity is often expressed using cardinality notation such as 1 or 0 to n. For example, in a university example, a university may have multiple departments 0 to n, but a department must be associated with exactly one university. Okay, so now another thing is that, friend, that that objects representing the part, like for example department, can exist independently of the whole means, like for example here the university. This means that even if the whole is destroyed or goes out of a scope, the part objects still exist. So for example, in this example, if a department is dissolved, it doesn't mean that the university ceases to exist. For example, just take this example. This is the class university. It has attribute name, and then this is the list of departments, the departments. So now what is this? Departments is another class. Class is department and string name. So basically this is the whole class, this is the part of the class, and it has basically department attributes and methods, and this is the aggregate relationship. Now try to understand from here. The list department university contains the objects of the department class. This is called as the concept of association. Here see that it is not the basically inheritance concept. Here there is no inheritance concept. Still you are basically creating the objects of the department class, okay, and you are using those objects independently. Here try to understand one thing, that these list of our department class is independent of here. Like if for example if these objects destroyed, it doesn't mean that you cannot create the objects of department class separately, okay. So this is an example of aggregation in which the university is basically the whole class is basically using the objects of the departments class. I take another example here just to try it explain it more in detail. For example, this is a class book. It has the initialize constructor, title, method, title and author. Then self.title is the title, self.author is the author. Then another class library, which has the initiator or the constructor name, self.name and self.books. Here see self.books means that library has aggregation relationship with the book class. This is a very good example to understand, like library is a whole class and it has a lot of books, so that is why we are creating self.books is equal to array. So what it will do, it will have the objects, multiple objects of the book class. So library is the whole class and the book is the part class, and library can has the association with the book class. Library can have multiple objects of the book class. Then we have a method add underscore book, which takes the book and self dot books. Books is the array of the book class dot append book. So what it will do, it will add the book in the basically in the library class, okay. Now what we will do, we will create a book 1, okay. We will add this book, we will create a instance of a book class book, okay. And what it will do, when we call when we create an object of the book class, it will add a book in the library. Then another object of book 2, it will create a book 2. And then library is equal to library, we are creating a library object. Then library dot add book 1. So what it will do, when we call the object of the add underscore book of the library method, it will add this book into the library actually, okay friend. Basically friend, in summary, aggregation is a way to model relationships between classes where one class contains object of another class. It emphasizes the concept of a whole being composed of parts while allowing the parts to exist independently. The independence of lifetime and the specification of multiplicity are key aspects of aggregation in object-oriented programming. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with the friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video.